What does finishing an Ironman triathlon have to do with leading a business? More than you think. Today, Adrian and I are talking about three mindset lessons that every leader can apply at work. Adrian just completed his sixth Ironman last weekend, and hopefully, you will enjoy the conversation. People often see the finish line, they don't see the months of preparation. Adrian, how is preparing for an Ironman similar to preparing for success in business?
Well, Karen, people often ask me about the race, the medal, the finish line, and so on, but I rarely get asked for what happens during the months leading to the race.
Mm,
Preparing for an Ironman is really about what happens when no one is watching. The
mm,
early mornings, the discipline, structure, all those boring sessions when you feel like you wouldn't want to get out of bed, and the resilience to get up the next day and do it all over again.
mm,
And I think the business success works the same way. People see the big wins, the successful project launch, the big promotion, and so on. But the real work is not just the planning itself, it's the internal shift that needs to happen. It's developing this belief that expects the desired outcome.
mhm,
The belief that you can deliver before
mhm,
anyone else sees the results. Just
mhm,
like in Ironman training, the success starts quietly. It's your attitude, your standards. If you have high standards, makes a big difference versus if you have low standards. The way you talk to yourself, your self-talk, the way you talk to other people, about other people, and your commitment to the process. And when that internal shift happens, the results or the external results will become inevitable.
mm. Yeah, as it's really about developing those good mental habits that really shift focus to success. Very interesting. Now, Adrian, your training didn't go exactly as planned, yet you still stood at the finish line. What mindset helped you adapt, and how can leaders apply this to when projects or plans don't go as expected?
Yes, Karen, this is so true. My training didn't go as planned. I had a huge setback. That was a nagging knee injury that prevented me from running for several weeks. But instead of focusing on this obstacle, or instead of panicking, I shifted my mindset. I stayed focused on the goal. I
Mhm,
adjusted the plan. I started cycling more to maintain a high level of fitness and at the same time remain calm through these uncertain times. And I think that mindset translates to leadership as well. Projects always get delayed. There will always be suppliers who uh, deliver the material too late, for example, or the equipment fails, or even the customers. Sometimes they change the requirements overnight. And the leaders who succeed, they don't cling to the original plan. They don't look at it very rigid. They shift their mindset. They take a breath. They assess the situation. They gather their team together and adjust the path to the desired result accordingly. Because the
mhm,
goal will never change, but the path to get there might eventually change depending on the situations that you're facing. And being flexible is not a sign of weakness. It's actually a competitive advantage.
mm. Yeah, it's interesting. I had a row seat watching you when the injury happened and how you shifted focus, stopping to run and really focusing on the bike and being so determined to get to that start line, which is the first really major accomplishment. Anyone who competes in Ironman triathlons knows that. So on race day, there are countless things that you can't control. It's the weather, the competitors, the course conditions. What did you choose to focus on, and how can you apply that to leading a team or to business?
You're right, Karin. My last Ironman was a perfect example of this. The weather was far from being ideal. It rained heavily, making the roads slick. The conditions were mentally draining. But on race day, there's nothing you can do about the weather. You have no control and you can't negotiate with the weather.
Mm,
But you can choose to focus on what's within your control. I adjusted my pace. I focus on my nutrition. I gauge my effort accordingly and my mindset. Those were the things 100% within my control. Instead of
mm,
wasting energy and complaining about the rain and the weather and
mm,
playing the victim role, why is this happening to me right now? I think leadership works the same way. In business, there will always be external factors you can't control. Market shifts, uh, competitors' decisions, customer changes, economic conditions. Despite that, the strong leaders don't obsess over things that are not within they cannot control. They shift their attention to what they can at least influence if they cannot control. And
mm,
that may be their team, their strategy, their communication, or how they execute the project. And that shift in focus is what keeps people calm, confident, and effective when things don't go as they plan and the conditions are tougher than expected.
mm. Yeah, this is so true. I think we have um, all to focus on protecting our mental energy, because when we allow ourselves to be derailed by certain situations, it really down spirals. I know this from myself. Now, Adrian, I have a bonus question. I wanted to ask you three questions, but I have one more if I can. So, if you could give one mindset lesson from the Ironman to every leader, what would this be?
As a mechanical engineer, I can say that Ironman taught me that success isn't always about perfection.
Mm,
It's about staying focused. It's about adaptability and about always moving forward. And
mhm,
this mindset makes leaders unshakable.
unshakable, and that's what we all want to be.
Right.
So, I hear that you're saying progress is better than perfection.
Absolutely.
Awesome. I think these were some really great insights. If this message resonated with you, please like, subscribe, or share it with someone who should hear this message. We will definitely see you in the next video. Until then, be happy, be healthy, and be at your best.